as red. She's got the spices, smile so bright. Cooking with Judith right by my side. By my side. Chop, chop, sizzle, frying pan heat. From pancakes to a fancy feast. Cooking with Judith, fun to say the least. The least.
Hello and welcome to my kitchen. I'm Judith, and today I'm going to do Mapo Tofu. Now you may wonder why someone who admittedly can't eat spicy food wants to do something that is usually an extremely spicy dish. Well, we're going to cut down the spice and make it actually edible for those of us that can't deal with rampant amounts of chilies. So I have marinated my pork. I will show you that in a bit. I have toasted and ground some Sichuan peppercorns, and I will show you that as well. And we have the rest of our aromatics, which are a few more Sichuan peppercorns, some ginger, green onion, garlic, and then of course we have black bean sauce and rice wine vinegar. And of course the tofu. So let's get started. To marinate our pork, I have put in 2 tablespoons of light soy sauce. If your recipe says soy sauce, that is what it means, not the dark soy sauce. A tablespoon of sesame oil. So let's get that in there. And half a tablespoon of Shaoxing Wine. And a teaspoon of chili garlic sauce, which are already in there. Then we're just going to mix it together really well. If you want to wear gloves, by all means, wear gloves. Just get it all mushed together. Now you can marinate this for as little as 2 hours, or you can go overnight. I am going overnight with it. So get it all mixed in. There we go. And then we're going to cover it and refrigerate it until tomorrow morning. So besides marinating your pork, another thing you need to do ahead of time is toast your Sichuan peppercorns. So I'm only using about half a tablespoonful. And it's up to you, but for the amount I'm making, this will be plenty. Also, considering my lack of ability to tolerate spices. So they don't take long. They'll hot walk. Take about 30 seconds or so, just until you start smelling the fragrance. Oh, they smell glorious. Okay. I'm going to take them out. I'm going to put them in my mortar and pestle. And we will grind them up. Of course, you could always use pre-ground Szechuan pepper, but it's not going to be quite the same because it's not going to have the toasty. Okay, like most Chinese recipes, you want everything organized ahead of time because this cooks really quickly. So we want to add a little bit of oil. Once we've got our wok hot, swirl around. And yes, we're doing this at a medium-high heat. And in goes our pork. So this will take a minute or two. We don't want it fully cooked. Break it up if you have clumps. So that's about right. You don't want it fully cooked. It's about 60 to 50% cooked. And take it off and pour it into a bowl. Watch back on the heat. I'll add a little bit more oil. Let the wok get hot again. Then we're going to add the aromatics. The whites of the green onions, the chopped ginger, sorry, that was garlic. This is ginger. And about 5 Szechuan peppercorns. I know that doesn't sound like much, but they pack a punch. So when they get wonderful and aromatic, we add in just a tablespoon of Shaoxing wine. Then we want the rice wine vinegar. Oh, the aromas change so drastically with every addition. Now we're going to add our black bean paste. And if you want a spicier version, you can add the spicy bean paste. But the bean paste I put in the marinade for the pork is a little spicy. And then we're going to add half a cup of chicken stock. Now we're going to bring this to a boil. Don't think I have to turn the heat up anymore, but it might take a bit to come to a boil. So now we want to check if we have any juices in our bowl with our meat. And if there are, we're going to pour that in the pan too. We're not adding the meat yet, just the juice. Oops. Well, if a little bit falls in, that's okay. So we just want this to boil down a little bit. We need it to reduce by 1/4. So we'll just let it happily bubble away for a few minutes. Okay, once you've reduced the chicken stock a bit, we're going to add our ground pork back in. Make sure to break up any chunks. So we're going to let this cook for a few minutes until the pork is completely cooked. Won't take very long. When the pork is fully cooked, we're going to add, for the amount I'm doing, about a half a teaspoon of sugar and our toasted and ground Szechuan peppers. Oh, that smells wonderful. Give it a good mix. I'm going to let it cook for a second, just so we can drain our tofu. And I have 300 grams of tofu chopped into cubes. We're going to very, very gently mix the tofu with ground pork and the sauce. And now we're just heating it so that the tofu warms up. So yes, be gentle about mixing your tofu in. I'm using a medium firm tofu. Most recipes say to use silken tofu, but that breaks out way too easily. So let's give the tofu a chance to warm, and then it's time to serve. So this is my slightly less spicy version of Mapo Tofu. Let's get a little taste of the pork. Oh, that's flavorful. Let's try the tofu. That really has soaked up the spices, and admittedly I did not use many things that were terribly spicy, but yeah, it's there. Our rice to mix in. Yeah, the Sichuan Peppercorns really do give you a buzz on your tongue. They don't give you the back of the throat heat that you get from a lot of chilies. And I meant to look it up, but I'm pretty sure they're not actually a peppercorn. Now, that does have some spice to it, but for someone that can't eat really spicy food, this is wonderful. And as I said, it's a different spice. It's not hitting the back of my throat like Mexican chilies do. Of course, if you wanted to make the full spicy version of this, it just requires adding a few more chilies. Someday I might be brave enough to try that. Honestly, the Sichuan peppercorns have so much more flavor than you can imagine. They're fruity and spicy and numbing. I think it's the fruity flavor that actually surprises me the most. So even if you don't like spicy food, if you find that too hard to manage, this isn't that bad. Yes, my mouth feels warm, a little tingly, but it's not hitting me in the throat. And it's not that spicy. It is so flavorful. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you think you might want to try the recipe, please do. The recipe is in the comments below. Please like the video, share with your friends and family, and leave me a comment. If you make the recipe, let me know what you thought. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon with a new video.